What's up, you guys? Christian here. In this video, we're going to talk about Legion Pulse, so specifically the new formulation for 2020. So I made a review video about Legion Pulse about 2 years ago, and a lot has changed since then. One ingredient was taken out, another was put in, and some flavors have changed. So I want to go over basically the changes and the updated version of Legion Pulse in 2020. And so that's why I'm making this video. I'm going to talk about what I like and don't like about the new formulation and why I think Legion Pulse is a great pre-workout, and I'm going to show you why in this video. For those of you who want to go a little more in depth about the ingredients and everything like that, I do have a written version of this Legion Pulse review on my website. I'm going to go a little bit more in depth about the ingredients. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure to check out the description. You can check that out on my website. And as always, you guys, there's going to be timestamps in the description below if you want to skip ahead to certain sections of this video. And with all that being said, let's get started. So one thing that has changed for Legion Pulse recently is it has grown in popularity. And one or two reasons why I think this is the first being Labdoor. Okay, Labdoor.com basically reviews supplements. That's literally what their website is and was created for. Just review supplements based on quality, label accuracy, purity, all this stuff, okay? And so they basically rank, or they have sections on their website that ranks different kinds of supplements, so like fish oils, pre-workouts, all types of supplements, right? And so on their, I'll show it on the screen right now. So for their quality rankings, their top 10 list of pre-workouts that they've ever reviewed, Legion Pulse is number one. You should be seeing it on your screen right now. That's out of all pre-workouts they've ever tested. Legion Pulse is number one. If that doesn't tell you that Legion Pulse is very highly rated amongst the supplement industry, then I don't know what will. If you need more proof that Legion Pulse is really good, the strongest man on earth, Thor, the guy from Game of Thrones, actually uses Legion Pulse also as his main pre-workout supplement, so that's pretty popular. So since my last video 2 years ago, Legion Pulse has just been climbing up in popularity. So if you haven't heard about it, you will definitely will in the future. I believe it's just skyrocketing right now. It's probably Legion Athletics' most popular supplement. So if Thor uses it and it's number one in quality based from their test at Labdoor, I think Legion Pulse is one of the best pre-workouts out there, and I'm going to tell you why right now. Alright, first I'm going to talk about what I like about Legion Pulse. First of all is the flavors. These taste great. So I've tried almost every Pulse flavor that they offer. Right here I have the sour candy one, which is really good. That's what I'm taking right now. I have yet to try the blueberry lemonade, which is their brand new flavor. It's still sealed up, as you can see. I just tried yesterday the strawberry kiwi, which I'll talk about in a little bit. I basically tried almost all their flavors except their generic flavors, so like green apple, watermelon, grape. I haven't tried those just because they're not fancy or anything. I don't really like those flavors anyways, so I never got those, but I've tried every other flavors like tropical punch, blue raspberry, and also the pink lemonade. So I've tried all those flavors. By far, the best one, in my opinion, so far out of the ones I've tried is tropical punch and sour candy. Those two are just they're incredible. They're not even a supplement to me. I could drink those all day if I could, but it's great. Flavor is great, so I don't think you'll have a problem with the flavor for tropical punch, sour candy. Strawberry kiwi is pretty good, cherry limeade's pretty good. And so since my 2018 review, they haven't had many flavors come out since then, but these ones are brand new and they are really, really good. And so I don't think you'll have a problem with the flavor with Legion Pulse. I would stay away, however, from the meh flavors like fruit punch, grape, whatever. Those are the generic versions. The first flavor that ever came out actually was blue raspberry. It wasn't like bad or anything. It just wasn't great. But apparently they have changed the flavoring, but I haven't tried it yet. But I would go with tropical punch or sour candy in my opinion. So the second thing I love about Legion Pulse is that it lasts a long time, for me at least. So there are 30 servings in Legion Pulse, and each serving is 2 scoops, okay? Now, rarely do I ever have to use 2 scoops. This thing is very effective at half a scoop, 1 scoop, 1.5 scoops. I rarely ever use a full serving, and when I do, it's only for big workouts, like one that requires legs, a lot of back, or like squats and deadlifts, and then also maybe cardio afterwards. That's when I would use 2 scoops. However, rarely for just a normal workout, I just use half a scoop or maybe 1 scoop, and that gets me through the entire workout if I'm not doing cardio on top of that. And so because of this, I rarely get through a bottle of Pulse fast. So like it usually lasts me from 2 months to even longer. So that's another thing I do love about Pulse. It's very effective, and that's because of its formulation, which we saw in the Labdoor review, which ranked Legion Pulse as #1, as I showed you earlier. So the number 3 reason why I love Pulse, and it kind of ties in with reason number 2 and why it's so effective, is that when I do take a full serving or a scoop and a half, it just works. I can feel the energy. It's a smooth energy rush. Nothing that makes me feel like my heart's gonna explode or anything like that. It's just smooth. I can get an extra rep or something like that because of Legion Pulse. Now, it's not always perfect. I'm not gonna lie to you and say like, oh my God, I lifted 100 more pounds. But if you're feeling a little like down one day or not feeling it, and you take one of these, it's gonna lift you up and get you at least through the workout, if not help you get an extra rep or 2 in one of the main compound lifts you do that day, or at least that you should be doing that day. And so whether it be a long lifting workout or if I'm going on a run or something, Legion Pulse will help me get through that. It's not magic. It's not like steroids or anything. I'm not doing supersets, drop sets, everything, 30 seconds of rest and all this stuff. But if you're looking for something to get you through your hard, intense lifting workouts or a long run or a HIIT session, then Legion can do that by a long shot. So you're all good there. And last but certainly not least, the reason why I love Legion Pulse is that every ingredient in Legion Pulse is there for a reason, and they all have the right amount of each ingredient. There's no filler ingredients in Pulse, which is one reason, probably the main reason why it ranks #1 on Labdoor, right? And so every ingredient has a purpose. There's the right amount of each ingredient, and there's nothing that's in there. It doesn't have to be in there like other cheap pre-workouts. Other cheap pre-workouts, the ingredients list is so much, or they might have the right ingredients. However, they don't put enough of the right ingredients for you to see any benefits from those ingredients. So that's another thing that I love about Legion Pulse. Now let's move on to a common complaint, a con about Legion Pulse that I've heard a lot and that I've experienced myself, and that is the amount of beta-alanine in Legion Pulse, okay? When I first reviewed Legion Pulse back in 2018, my first video, they had 4.8 grams of beta-alanine in Legion Pulse, and that is a lot of beta-alanine. And if you don't know what beta-alanine is, it's basically a commonly used ingredient in most pre-workout supplements because of its benefits for getting you through a workout and reducing fatigue and all this stuff, right? However, the side effect of beta-alanine is that it does cause itchiness. So like, for example, if you're in a workout, if you just drank Pulse, right, and you're about to do a workout, you'll start to feel maybe itchiness in your ears or your fingers, your toes, maybe the back of your head or something. You'll start feeling itchy everywhere kind of thing. And so from all the complaints that Mike heard from Pulse, from the itchiness and all this stuff, in the new formulation, Mike reduced the amount of beta-alanine per serving from 4.8 grams to 3.6. Now, there's a certain range of beta-alanine that you're supposed to have in per serving for it to be effective, and that range is 2.6 to like 6 point something. And so it's still in the effective range. So you still should see the benefits from beta-alanine, and you should see less itchiness. Now, in my case, when I first took Legion Pulse, that itchiness, I did feel it a lot actually, and for the first 2 weeks it was kind of brutal. However, after the first 2 weeks, I started not feeling it, and if I ever did feel it, it was gone pretty quickly after the first like 10-15 minutes of the workout and went away. So I would caution you, yes, you may feel some itchiness, but after the first week or two, it should go away. You shouldn't feel it, and if you do, it should go away pretty fast. So that is one thing to note with Legion Pulse and the new formulation. It has been reduced, however, you may still feel some tingling and stuff like that. So Legion Pulse is $40 per tub, and this is pretty common for most good pre-workouts. Any of those pre-workouts that you see on the quality rankings list on labdoor.com, those are all around the same price, and they're all around $40. So if you want a quality pre-workout, one of the best, it's going to cost you a little bit of an extra premium price just because it's high quality, right? And so Legion Pulse is $40. I highly recommend getting Pulse if you're looking for something that's high quality. Again, I go over more of the ingredients in my written review. I didn't want to go over it here just because Labdoor kind of did that for me. And so at $40 a tub, I think it's completely worth it. Some other things that I didn't really go into depth in this video is that it's all natural. There's no artificial flavorings or anything like that. There's no crash afterwards. It's really smooth energy. So these things, I think, these things that I mentioned in this video and just now, I believe it makes Legion Pulse worth it at $40 per tub. I do talk about their reward system in my article. So they do have a new rewards point system. So if you buy a lot of Legion athletic supplements a lot, then shopping on their website can be beneficial towards that. You basically get points for every dollar spent on their website. It's free to sign up. So if you do buy a lot of Legion supplements, I recommend doing it on their Legion website rather than on Amazon, unless you also get points on Amazon. So all in all, those are my thoughts on the new changes for 2020. And so yeah, this is the updated review for 2020. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you guys on the next video.